Okay. Welcome everyone to the Board of County Commissioners of Passaic County meeting for August 10th, 2021. May I have a roll call, please?
County Commissioners Akhtar, Bartlett,
Here.
Best, Duffy,
Here.
Lazara,
Here.
Deputy Director James,
Here.
Director Lepore.
Here. The announcement of the open public meeting law.
Ladies and gentlemen, the notice requirement of the Open Public Meetings Law has been satisfied with respect to this meeting, specifying the time, date, and location included in the annual notice adopted at the reorganization meeting, filed with the county clerk, posted in the administration building, and mailed to 2 newspapers in accordance with the provisions of the law.
Okay, please stand for the invocation.
O God, who provides for thy people by thy power and rules over them in love, be gracious enough to bless thy servants, our county commissioners in this county of Passaic, that thy people may dwell in peace and safety through our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Commissioner Duffy,
Please
Pledge of
join the
allegiance.
county director in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you,
Please remain
Director.
standing for a moment of silence to remember all the men and women who have died while serving in the armed forces and who have died from the COVID-19 pandemic, especially the 1,747 residents of Passaic County. Thank you. Take a motion to approve the minutes of July 20th, 2021.
I'll move that.
Moved by Deputy Director James,
Second.
second by Commissioner Duffy. Roll call.
Abstain.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not hearing you, so I'll say yes.
I'm sorry.
You were muted, Lou. You're back in business now.
Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry. Deputy Director James
Yes.
and Director Lepore.
Yes. Approval of the proclamation. Passaic County Board of County Commissioners wish to congratulate prophetess Sadie Lee Mills on her 90th birthday. Need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Duffy, second by
I'll second it.
Commissioner Bartlett. Roll call.
County Commissioners Bartlett,
Yes.
Duffy,
Yes.
Lazara,
Yes.
Deputy Director James,
Yes.
Director Lepore.
Yes. Happy birthday, Ms. Mills. Administrators report.
Thank you, Director. As you know, a couple of meetings ago, we honored all of the public health officials throughout Passaic County. Unfortunately, Kathleen from Ringwood could not be with us, but we are honored that she could make it here this evening so that we can bestow upon her our thanks for all of the hard work that she's done for the residents of Passaic County, in particular Ringwood, during the pandemic. So I know we have a proclamation. I'm not sure which commissioner is going to read it.
The chair of Human Services, Commissioner Lazara is going to read it.
Is Kathleen with us?
Yes, ma'am. She is.
Kathleen is on, yes.
Hello, Kathleen. I'm going to read your proclamation. Whereas the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Passaic wishes at this time to recognize Kathleen Scobala. Did I say that right?
That's good enough.
Okay, the health officer for the Borough of Ringwood. And whereas Kathleen has been the health officer for the Borough of Ringwood since 2018 and is a knowledgeable and qualified professional with 40 years of experience in the healthcare field, and also holds multiple degrees within the field, graduating from Fairleigh Dickinson University with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and later obtained her Master's in Health Education from Montclair State University. She is equipped with a variety of certifications and abilities that included a New Jersey RN, new registered nurse license, a New Jersey health officer license, and a CPR license issued by the American Heart Association. Her duties as a health officer include managing and monitoring public health activities and risk factors for both the Ringwood Health Department and Lincoln Park Health Department through a shared service agreement, and preparing and responding to public health emergencies, including bioterrorism and pandemics. And whereas the COVID-19 pandemic has proven to be a trying time for all, as it challenged health officials and professionals around the world, seemingly because of the lack of knowledge about the disease, given its unprecedented nature. Kathleen has proven her dedication and concern for the well-being of not only the citizens of Ringwood, but also the county of Passaic through her everlasting commitment and noble acts of service and heroism. Specifically, during the pandemic, when she and several other healthcare professionals worked tirelessly planning meetings with both the state and the Passaic County health officials to adopt strategies on how to cope and contain the disease. Whereas Kathleen is regarded by her peers and colleagues as empathetic, personable, and motivated, which are qualities that have made her distinguishable among many leaders in the healthcare field. An honor that has led her to receive the Power Award in 2016 by the Atlantic Health System for her hard work with the Lincoln Park Health Department, and the Cultural Historical Recognition Achievement in 2018 by the Morris Park Alliance for her work with the Morris Canal Lincoln Park Health Department. And whereas Kathleen is a most valued and respected associate and friend of many persons in Passaic County, which is evidenced by the significant contributions she has made befitting the citizenry of the county of Passaic. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed, the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Passaic, that it publicly recognizes Kathleen for her genuine interest and concern for the well-being of the citizens of the County of Passaic. And be it further proclaimed that this board extends its sincere best wishes to her for continued success in her role as health officer for the borough of Ringwood. Kathleen, you're pretty amazing. Congratulations. Thank you for all you've done for everyone.
Well, thank you very much for recognizing the public health workforce during this. I mean, the health officers, public health nurses, educators, inspectors, I mean, have really been heroic. And Charlene has led it in Passaic County, and you're very lucky to have her as the county health officer. She's been a great comrade, you know, as, you know, mentor in the field of public health. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathleen. Director, if I may, the borough manager, Scott Heck, could not join this evening, but he did send an email that I would like to read. It says, Commissioners, thank you for honoring these great heroes. Kathy and her team continue to be a guiding light for Ringwood as we navigate this pandemic. Dedication to our community is only surpassed by their energy, knowledge, and leadership. They have really gone above and beyond for our community, and I can't thank them enough. I wish that I could join the meeting tonight. However, I have another appointment that I could not change. Stay well, Scott.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Thank you.
The work's not over.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that will be a good segue into Dr. Gungil's report to the board as to where the county is in our pandemic response. Dr. Gungil.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
So 3 weeks ago, I gave you my last update, and today I'll give you the update for COVID response. Today, I also have with me the county epidemiologist. His name is Patrick Alexander, and he is going to speak later on in the presentation about the Delta variant. We've been getting many calls about it, and I thought it was important to have somebody address it specifically. All right. Whenever Micah's ready, I'll start with the slideshow. Thank you, Micah. Next slide. All right, so we are now up to 67,208 cases and 961 since 3 weeks ago when we last met. So the numbers are increasing for us, not as badly as some of the other counties, but certainly alarming for us. And this is the first time I'm able to report that we now have Delta variant cases in Passaic County, to the tune of 26 of them. So out of 378 variant cases in Passaic County, 26 of them are of the Delta variant. Again, Patrick will speak specifically to that in a few minutes. Next slide, please. All right. In addition, since we last met, we've had 5 more deaths. Luckily, we have had no more children with multi-system inflammatory syndrome. Next slide, please. All right, so this slide shows 2 different graphs. The graph on the left shows the epi curve, and you're very familiar with it. So I asked Patrick to pull out from the beginning of July to now so we could see what's going on with our cases. So to the right represent the cases that we've seen since from July 1st till August 8th. And you could see that our numbers are increasing, and I just wanted you to see it in a clearer way. Next slide, please. All right, similar to the previous slide, on the left of this slide is the positivity for the entire pandemic, and you're familiar with that as well. And on the right is the positivity from June 1st to now. So you can see we went from about 2.5 to right now it's about 5.3, I believe, in positivity rate. Next slide, please. Okay, you're familiar with this slide. It shows you, starting on your left, it shows the number of vaccines administered in our clinic, which is the clinic that is run and sponsored by the Board of Commissioners. So we've vaccinated we have administered 60,702 vaccines, which is a combination of first and second doses, as well as single doses for the J&J vaccine. And you can see the breakdown here. You're very familiar with it. We are working on that 18 to 39 age group, because that's the age group where we're seeing a lot of vaccine hesitancy. Next slide, please. People have been asking us, are we vaccinating in their communities? And so I asked them to put this slide together because it shows you on the left the number of vaccines administered to residents of the specific borough or township in our city in Passaic County. And on the right is another way of looking at it, so you can see who we're vaccinating. The out of county number is high because it also represents people who work or go to school in Passaic County, which is part of the demographic that we have to vaccinate. Next slide, please. Yes? Okay. This slide speaks to our vaccination clinic by race and ethnicity. Next slide, please. Again, this continues with our clinics. We are having, as you know, we're having clinics at businesses, and we're doing home visits. We're working with churches. We're working with other community members to provide vaccines on site, and we also do the homebound. So this slide shows what we're doing and where we're doing it. And you can see the number I'm going to talk a little bit about is the homebound vaccinations, and you can see that we're reaching a lot of seniors in the homebound category, but I want you to also recognize that there are special needs people that we're reaching at their homes because they may not be able to be in the, in public, they're not comfortable. So we are able to meet those needs wherever the need is requested. Next slide, please. These are our vaccination clinics, and it just shows you that, as you know, earlier on, the demand was tremendous, and we had vaccines, and we had, almost 2,000 people. That was our highest number, and the vaccinations have waned. However, we're doing it one arm at a time, and sometimes it's 2 people, 5 people, 10 people, but very slowly we're getting the hard to reach population in Passaic County. Next slide, please. This is similar to the previous one. It shows the demand and how the demand has diminished, but it has diminished for many reasons, one of which is people are vaccinated, and secondly, people who wanted, who were in the big demand at the beginning, they have come out, we vaccinated them. And so now the people who are on the fence, the people who are unclear, the people who had questions, we're working with them. I have the health educators out. We're working with the State Department of Health and FEMA to canvass areas where we're doing clinics to educate people and to encourage people to get vaccinated. Next slide, please. This data is provided from the State Department of Health COVID-19 dashboard, and it shows you by numbers who's being vaccinated in Passaic County. As you see at the very bottom, the large number, 271,015 people. That's the fully vaccinated people, and I believe we met that number last week. So not only did we hit the 270,000 number as first doses, now we have exceeded it for fully vaccinated people. So we're on our way, and you'll see in a later slide that some municipalities are in the high 70s and in the 80. I think we've hit 80 with a couple of municipalities. So we're getting there. We're still concerned though with some of the people in the Black category, especially, and Latino as well, because their vaccination rates does not reflect the population. And it's a concern, and we're really trying to bring those numbers up. For example, by race and ethnicity, for fully vaccinated Black residents, we vaccinated 5%, but they represent 15% of the population of Passaic County. So there's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of education. Again, we're working with churches. We're working with trusted stakeholders to get the message out, and we're bringing the vaccine where people are to make it more accessible for them. Next slide, please. So this slide is and I asked Patrick to do a comparison from the last 28 days, so you can see, and you've seen it over the last 3 times that we did this, what it looks like and how it's improving. So on the left represent the vaccination report for as of July 7th, and on the right, the last one we have from the state, which is August 4th. And you could see, for example, for the borough of Bloomingdale, on July 7th, 70% of the population had at least 1 dose, and on August 4th, 72% had at least 1 dose. If you pick Haledon, July 7th, they were at 73% with 1 dose, and on the right, 77% now with at least 1 dose. The third column, the percent course completed, is the one I'm going to start to talk about every time we meet, because that's really saying people who are fully vaccinated. So if you go back to Bloomingdale, we'll see 65% had been fully vaccinated as of July 7th. Now we're at 67%. Clifton City went from 68 to 71. Haledon went from 63 to 66. North Haledon went from 72 to 74%, I'm not sure you can see the green numbers are the ones that have exceeded 70% of fully vaccinated people in that municipality. So Passaic County is actually doing very, very well. Thank you. Thank you, Micah. Passaic County is doing very well. I'm very proud to say that with all the hard work of not just the health department, but the pharmacies and the healthcare providers, we're really doing a great job, especially in comparison to some of the other counties, and forget the other states. I mean, Passaic County is doing well, and we're doing well because you commissioners and Mr. DeNova and staff have really allowed us to get out there and make things happen. So thank you for that. Next slide, please. And this is what it looks like with this type of chart. So on your left, 81% of Passaic County residents have received at least one dose. Yay. And on the right, 71% are fully vaccinated. So as I told you last time, my next goal was 80% being at least having at least one vaccine. And so we've exceeded that. Now we are concerned about the 12 to 17 year olds. And we are working with the State Department of Health, again, in the community to vaccinate younger people. This is with the Pfizer vaccine. So there's a lot going on. I believe Wayne, Clifton, and Patterson have now received the Pfizer vaccines and are working with particularly the schools to vaccinate. We are working with the state to identify other healthcare providers that will do it with us. This Saturday, for example, we are actually from Thursday of this week, we will be at the county fair doing vaccinations, and Shifa Pharmacy has signed on to provide the Pfizer vaccine on Garrett Mountain with us in our health tent. So we'll be providing the Moderna vaccine, the J&J vaccine, and the Pfizer vaccine at the county fair. So come and have a ride and get your vaccine and bring your kid, and they'll get vaccinated as well. I'm going to stop here because I have Patrick. So if anybody has any questions at any time, you can jump in and ask Patrick, and I'm in the room as well, so either of us will respond. Patrick, come on up.
Good evening, all, and good evening, Dr. Gungo. I want to thank you for the opportunity to join you this evening and provide COVID-related updates. Next slide, please. So we are pleased to report that we've exceeded 70% of the adult population fully vaccinated, which certainly could not have been accomplished without dedicated partnerships, collaboration, conscious health practices of public health residents. So we thank you all for this. The New Jersey Department of Health established a task force in early June, coined the Ambassador Program. And the objective of this program was to increase vaccine uptake among communities with lower vaccine coverage. On this, or 2 Saturdays ago, on July 31st, in collaboration with both North Hudson and Passaic City Department of Health, 81 individuals were vaccinated at 2 events, which occurred simultaneously at both the ShopRite in Clifton and the ShopRite in Passaic. And this task force will be in place, as Dr. Gungo said, along with us, the Passaic County Department of Health, to offer the 3 brands of vaccines at the county fair this week. An additional update is the Docket app. The Docket app provides vaccinated individuals in New Jersey with access to the immunization record in NJIS for their convenience and records to supplement their vaccine card. This app could be downloaded for Apple users in the App Store and for Android users in the Google Play Store on their smartphones. So some troubling news comes in the form of hospitalizations. Statewide, hospitalizations have doubled in the last 3 weeks, where today we stand at 671 statewide. And while this is a fraction of the rates of hospitalizations that we have faced, it's still concerning, and it's likely attributed to the Delta variant spread. However, nationwide, about 81% of counties with high COVID-19 incident rates are found in communities with low vaccine uptake, which unequivocally underscores the utility and the efficacy of the vaccines. Generally speaking, in terms of daily case count, Passaic County is performing better than several other New Jersey counties. For instance, today, Bergen County reported 172 new cases, Essex 127, and Monmouth 165. Passaic County reported 70, which we certainly don't want to see, but in the context of statewide performance, it's overall better. On August 6th, Governor Murphy did sign Executive Order 252, which mandates that workers in certain healthcare facilities and high-risk congregate settings be vaccinated by September 7th, or face a mandatory and minimum 1 to 2 weeks COVID-19 test per week, and that would be necessary. Examples of settings where state and county correctional facilities, some long-term care facilities, residential detox, among other settings for workers, and these workers will be defined as full-time workers, part-time workers, and contractors in these facilities. Additionally, of note, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has undergone further and vigorous stability testing, and it's been determined that an additional 45 days of shelf life has been attained, or at least 6 months. Next slide, please. So the Delta variant has generated a lot of media attention lately, and I'm happy to provide more insight into this strain and residual actions that both are taken at the state level and at the CDC. So the Delta variant is significantly more contagious, and reports after mutations indicate that it's more deadly. Although the Delta variant is virulent in nature, the approved vaccines are doing well standing up to it, and it is protecting against severe illness and death, which we ultimately care about the most. The New Jersey Department of Health, they released a report which indicates that 90% of the specimens sequenced by the New Jersey Public Health and Environmental Lab are the Delta variant, which provides context of the nature of the current COVID-19 climate. And I understand that there is a backlog of variant reporting in the state communicable disease reporting and surveillance system. And the latest variant report for Passaic County is from the first week of July. And the state lab does this. It has a lapse in reporting and turnaround to disseminate this to public health departments. And breakthrough cases is another term that has been circulating in media, and it essentially refers to fully vaccinated individuals that test positive. New Jersey Department of Health June report identified 1,319 COVID-19 breakthrough cases, which in fact represents fewer than 0.1% of all vaccinated in New Jersey. So the vaccines are not perfect, and breakthrough cases are expected to happen. But again, the most crucial thing to us is that it's protecting against severe illness and death. And the CDC has released some recommendations for fully vaccinated people, given the concerns around the Delta variant. So it's been recommended that fully vaccinated people wear a mask in public and indoor settings in areas of substantial or high transmission areas. So this may be a crowded room or an environment where there's a lot of people. Another recommendation is that fully vaccinated people might choose to wear a mask, regardless of the level of transmission, particularly if they are immunocompromised or at an increased risk for severe disease from COVID-19, or if someone in their household is immunocompromised at increased risk of severe disease or is not fully vaccinated. The third point is that fully vaccinated people who have come into close contact with somebody with suspected or confirmed COVID-19 be tested 3 to 5 days after exposure, and to wear a mask in public indoor settings for 14 days or until they receive a negative test result. The point is that this last point hasn't been fully adopted by the New Jersey Department of Health, and there still remains gray areas. So we recommend a 10-day quarantine in this case, given that somebody could test positive afterwards. And finally, Governor Murphy has announced an indoor mask mandate for the 2021 to 2022 school year. And this decision was primarily based off of the increasing prevalence of the Delta variant, ineligibility for those under 12 to be vaccinated and the evident rise in COVID-19 cases. Next slide, please. So this is a list of our upcoming clinics. Please take a look at that, write it down, or consult with our website. We'll be happy to provide more information or give us a call. Next slide, please. So the use of masks does go a long way. So please protect yourself, your family, and your community and get vaccinated. We continue to increase efforts and reach partners in our community, provide community education, and leverage resource for vaccine equity to our communities. So above all else, we want our community to stay healthy and get vaccinated. Thank you.
Director, if there's no questions for Dr. Gungil or Patrick, that concludes my administrator's report.
Commissioners, any questions? Okay.
Real quick one through the chair. Patrick, first of all, thank you for the detail and the presentation on the Delta variant. You mentioned a plan to deliver vaccines at the county fair. Could you tell us a little bit more detail? Every night, all the hours, which vaccine we'll have, et cetera, in case members of the public want to know?
So I have that information. It's 6 to 9 every day. We'll be doing the Pfizer vaccine, and 6 to 9 on Thursday and Friday we'll be doing Moderna and J&J, and 1 to 9 on Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I may, through Chairman, Doctor, will you be testing it all?
So we had to make a decision about testing, and we decided that it would not be feasible for us to test, because if we test positive, we have to make sure that person gets off the mountain so they could isolate. We also don't want to have people testing people who think they might be sick or might have been exposed to someone in the same tent with people who are there to be vaccinated. So we made the decision to vaccinate only, and we can make arrangements to test at another time.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
I'm not sure.
Sorry.
I'm not sure. I've been tested and vaccinated, Doctor, but thank you so much for asking.
You're welcome.
Dr. Gungil, if you haven't already, are you going to contact all the mayors of our 60 municipalities as to our vaccination schedule during the fair?
I have not yet, and I will. Thank you for reminding me, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, Dr. Gungil, Dr. Alexander. Moving on. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Mr. DeNova, we're good?
Yes, sir. That concludes my administrative report.
Okay, moving on to County Commissioner reports. I have a joint statement here that I will read regarding the Passaic County Board of County Commissioners plan on the Passaic County Jail Assessment Committee operation. Today, in an effort to find ways to operate government more efficiently and effectively, the Passaic County Board of County Commissioners will introduce a resolution authorizing the creation of the Passaic County Jail Assessment Committee, and that would be on tonight's consent agenda L17. The resolution, among other things, authorizes the county administrator to initiate discussions on a potential shared service agreement to regionalize jail operation versus exploring the cost of building a new jail facility in Passaic County. The Jail Assessment Committee is composed of a cross-section of stakeholders, including the following members: the Director of the Board of County Commissioners, which is myself currently. And I want to add too that every commissioner is more than capable of serving on this committee, but the Sunshine Law only enables me to appoint two. So with that said, the two county commissioners that I will appoint to this committee is Commissioner T.J. Best and Commissioner Sandy Lazara. Thank you in advance for all your work. Also, the Passaic County Sheriff will serve on this committee, the Passaic County Warden, Passaic County Administrator, PBA Local 197 President representing superior officers, and PBA Local 197 President representing the rank and file officers. The Passaic County Assignment Judge, a community activist designated by myself, the Director of the Board of County Commissioners, the Passaic County Auditor, a representative from the pastoral community designated by the Director of the Board of County Commissioners, and any other representative as designed by the Director of the Board of County Commissioners. Since the bail reform law was passed in New Jersey, there has been a significant decrease of inmates housed in the county penal institutions. In Passaic County, there has been a 50% drop in inmates from 1,200 at its peak to approximately 600 today. Moreover, the Passaic County Jail was built in the 1950s, making it one of the oldest county jails still in operation in the state. This board is confident that the Jail Assessment Committee will work with the community to protect the interests of our taxpayers, our employees, and residents to ensure our rich history and bright future. And that is our statement on the committee. Further appointments will be made after I have a conversation with some of the potential committee members. Okay.
Director, if I could just one point of clarification, I did speak with Assignment Judge Ernie Capicella, and he is going to be designating the trial court administrator, Mr. Robert Tracy, as his designee on the committee. So I just wanted to make that point of clarification.
Thank you for that, Mr. Danova. Deputy Director Bruce James, do you have a report?
Not this meeting, Pat. Sorry.
Thank you. Commissioner Akhtar? That's a great report. I can't hear you.
So I'll defer my report to another time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Bartlett?
Looking forward to seeing everybody at the county fair this weekend. That's all.
Good report. Commissioner Best?
Yes, just really quick. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it for the voting part of the meeting, but I just wanted to say that I am in full support of all of the items on the agenda, including this action that you're taking. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Duffy?
Yes, Director, thanks so much. I know we had a meeting scheduled for the mayor of West Milford and the Tiggers to be about the proposed senior citizen / recreational facility over in Nosy Park. Very, very close to me. I'd like to see this happen, and I think we're going to schedule again soon. And I want to shout out to our health director. But you guys are phenomenal. I was down in Ocean County today, talked to some people down there. They pair none to us, and kudos to our health department. Thank you, Director.
Okay, and last but not least, Commissioner Lazara. Commissioner Lazara.
You're muted, Sandy.
I'm
She might
sorry,
be in
I
the
don't
dog
have
park.
anything. The dog park?
The dog-
We opened up at Rifle Camp Park. We opened up a great dog park up there, 2 sides, fully fenced in. We have great things for the humans and dogs to do up there, and we invite you to bring your pooch up and have some fun. It's right up in Rifle Camp Park in Woodland Park.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Any questions for the commissioners? All right, communications is one item. I'm going to pull it. And next is the oral portion. Motion to open the public portion of the meeting.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Bartlett,
Second,
second by Commissioner Octor. Roll call?
County Commissioners Octor,
yes.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Duffy,
Yes.
Lazara, Deputy Director James,
Yes.
Director Lapore.
Yes. Anyone from the public wishing to be heard, either by the various means that Lou will be looking over, please state your name, your address. You have 3 minutes. And I also would like to remind everyone that everything you say will be a matter of public record. Lou, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, Director, we do not have any emails at public@PassaiCountyNJ.org. We do have several people waiting on WebEx to speak, where Micah is going to assist. Basically, anyone that wants to speak, use the option to raise their hand, and we will be called upon. Each person will be given permission to speak for 3 minutes. So Micah, I guess, do you want to start with?
I presently have no hands raised. There is nothing posted in the Q&A or the chat section at the present time.
Okay, if we could just give that 2 minutes, just so everyone's familiar with what they need to do.
While we're waiting, Mr. DeNova, is the plan right now to be back in the building in September?
Yeah, so everything is kind of fluid, as you know, but we did make the decision that our September meeting would go back live. Now, coincidentally, our first September meeting is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and traditionally we do our ceremony up at the Public Safety Academy, where we have the monument honoring those who lost their lives here in Passaic County and everywhere. So there's a resolution on the agenda today, moving that meeting to the Public Safety Academy. Again, if things continue to be safe, we will begin the second meeting in September, being back at 401 Grand Street.
Okay, I think the decision was made by the Administration and Finance Committee. It's not going to happen on 9/11, but we did that with the thought in mind that potentially some of our commissioners would like to visit some of the other memorial, the memorials in other towns. So that's the reason why we're not having it on the 11th. Accurate statement there, Mr. DeNova?
It is accurate, Director.
Okay. Mr. Imhoff, we have anything?
Micah, do we?
There are still no hands raised in the attendee room and no messages in the Q&A or the chat at the present time.
I'll take a motion to close the public portion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Duffy,
Second.
Second,
second by Commissioner Octor. Roll call.
County Commissioners Octor,
yes.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Duffy,
Yes.
Lazara,
Yes.
Deputy Director James,
Yes.
Director Lapore.
Yes. Are there any late starters, County Council?
Director, before we move on, may I just, since no one actually commented, I just want to make a statement. I met with both PBA presidents from 197, President Rosario, President Welsh. I told them that everything would be transparent. I let them know that this was going to be on the agenda before it became public. Had very good conversations with both of the gentlemen. They conducted themselves very professionally, which I would expect them to do. Clearly, their job is to protect their members, and certainly I think we all respect that. And our goal here in looking at this jail consolidation or even building a new jail But if it's a jail consolidation, is obviously to try to save as many jobs as we can. And I think it's important to have them at the table. I told them I don't want them to be passive participants. I want them to be active and tell us what we need to know so that we don't trip on any landmines. So I do just want to publicly thank both of those gentlemen. I know this is a difficult time. I know there's going to be a lot of questions, but both PBAs will know the information as we know it in real time. So thank you for indulging.
Okay, Mr. DeNova, County Council.
Director, through you, I do have two late starters to add to the agenda. L61 is a resolution authorizing payment to Gray Shift LLC for the purchase of forensic software to be used by Passaic County Prosecutor's Office pursuant to NJSA 40A:11-5 et sec. L62 is a resolution authorizing an application to the U.S. Department of Interior Outdoor Recreation Legacy Grant Program for the North Pulaski Park renovation project pursuant to NJSA 40:20-1. There is no need for an executive session. Just a reminder to all the commissioners, if you do have something you want pulled off the consent agenda, to please make that motion through the director. Thank you.
Thank you, County Council. I'll take a motion to add L61 and L62 to the consent agenda.
I'll do that, Director.
Motion made by Commissioner Duffy, second by Commissioner Lazara. Roll call.
County Commissioners Actor,
Yes.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Duffy,
Yes.
Lazara,
Yes.
Deputy Director James,
Yep.
Director Lapore.
Yes, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda L1 to L62.
All of it.
Moved by Deputy Director James, second by Commissioner Actor. Any discussion? Roll call.
County Commissioners Actor,
Yes.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Duffy,
Yes.
Lazara,
Yes.
Deputy Director James,
Yes.
Director Lapore.
Yes, under new business, I need a motion on the personnel agenda.
Move the personnel agenda.
Moved by Deputy
Second.
Director James, second by Commissioner Lazara. Any discussion? Roll call.
County Commissioners Actor,
Yes.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Duffy,
Yes.
Lazara,
Yes.
Deputy Director James,
Yes.
Director Lapore.
Yes. Motion on the bills list.
Move the bills list.
Moved by
Second.
Deputy Director James, second by Commissioner Lazara. Roll call.
County Commissioners Actor,
Yes.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Duffy,
Yes.
Lazara,
Yes.
Deputy Director James,
Yes.
and Director Lapore.
Yes, before I call for an adjournment, I just want to give an opportunity to one of the hardest working people in Passaic County, who jumps from incredible job to incredible job, and that would be our own administrator, Mr. DeNova. If you want to have the last word on asking everyone to come to the county fair.
So the county fair begins on Thursday from 6 to 11. Friday is 6 to 11 as well. And Friday evening is fireworks. Saturday and Sunday are both 3 to 11 with fireworks on Saturday evening. I'm not even going to say the R word, but if it should, it would be on Sunday. The fireworks would get moved to Sunday. Also, Thursday evening is wristband night. If you have a family and you want to bring kids for $20, you get to ride all of the rides all evening for $20. So it's a great bargain. Should be a lot of fun. I know a lot of us were very anxious to get out of the house and do something, and this is a great opportunity. Admission is free. There is $5 to park. So I hope to see everybody at the fair.
Right. And I want to thank the Passaic County Sheriff's Department in advance for providing a safe environment for all our residents and enable them to enjoy the fair. Also, I have one request, or actually an ask, from my granddaughter. She wants to make sure that the ponies are going to be there this year.
The ponies will be there. We're going to have rabbits. We have a petting zoo. We have alpacas. a whole lot of stuff. We had bouncy houses this year, 4 bouncy houses for the kids.
Excellent, excellent.
We have games of chance. We have games where you play, everybody wins, all kinds of fun stuff.
Touch a
Of
truck,
course,
the road
cotton
department.
candy, the beer garden.
I'm sorry, Anthony, does the director get a little ditzy when he hears about bouncy rooms and,
Stop it right now. Stop
You know,
it.
one thing that I would like to mention, Friday evening at 7 o'clock is our opening ceremony, where, typically the commissioners will welcome everybody to the fair. This year, in addition to the commissioners welcoming everybody to the fair, we're also going to be honoring all the volunteers who help Passaic County, both during our testing and our vaccines. So we have 35 plus people that were able to make it. They're going to come up. They're going to be presented with a certificate. We're going to give them free tickets. They go on rides. We're going to give them a food voucher. It's a very, very small token of what we can do, for all they did for us. But we thought it was a good opportunity to bring them together and to thank them, because without them, honestly, we could not have done what we did, particularly when we started up testing at William Patterson College. They were incredible every day, all kinds of weather, just there and never a complaint. So it's a good opportunity, and I ask the public to come and support them and see the people who really made it happen.
Yeah, we really have great people in Passaic County. Before,
Yes, we
again,
do.
any other commissioners have a comment or? All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion, Director.
Motion made by Commissioner Duffy,
I'll second it.
second by Commissioner Lozara. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Good
Aye,
night.
bye.
Good night, everybody. See you at the fair.
Bye.